the world headquarters of Southeastern Fly. This is the Southeastern Fly podcast. Thanks for joining us. Share this with your friends and your fishing partners. Sign up for the newsletter wherever you're listening to this podcast. Give us a positive comment wherever you're listening to. So I want to talk about meetups. This idea started for months ago for doing what we're going to call a meetup, and I'll tell you where we got that from. I just wanted to see if I could get some folks in Murfreesboro to meet. So just give folks a common place and a common time to meet with other fly fishing anglers to just talk about fly fishing, maybe see some old friends that they don't see all the time. And maybe they're missing some of their friends at the river, and this would be a good place for them to get together. So I guess what I was looking for was just a place to meet up. So, and I really needed, so I've been talking about this with just a few people, probably over the last 4 or 5 months. I just needed somebody to kind of give me a little jump start on it, give me a good reason to do one of these. And as I talked to my friends, everybody's very supportive of it. I don't really want to get into the whole scheduling and all that thing. Just want to meet up, maybe just see where it goes. So anyway, I did a podcast that y'all will hear a little later with the Knox girls who fly fish, and we got in a deep conversation about pretty deep, not like deep, but pretty deep conversation about how to get people to come to events like this. Because what I hear whenever I go out and do a presentation is it's hard at some clubs, not just the local ones, but other ones too. And I fish with folks sometimes who run clubs or presidents or vice presidents or say treasurers or something like that of some of these fly fishing clubs around. And what I get from them is, man, it's hard to get things going. It's hard to get people to come. It's hard to get people to sign up, that sort of thing. And as I talked to the Knox girls who fly fish before we ever did the podcast, we were kind of trying to land on something, a good topic that would help, because that seems to be what they're all about. They're all about helping others fly fish. So meaning mostly women, but some kids. And they're kind of sprouting out in a little bit different directions, but their main focus is on uh, ladies, females who want to fly fish, and they have their own things that maybe hold them back a little bit, and so they kind of direct their energy toward those things. And they're in touch with all the fly shops around Knoxville, really doing a good job. And like I said, you'll hear from them here in a month or two or three. And it all came down to, I said, well, how big is your group? And they said, well, it's increasing. We've got they've been doing this a little less than a year at the time that we recorded this the other day. And they said, but we've got 125-ish people on our mailing list. And they have 20 to 30 people, if I remember right, that show up at their events. So in 1 year, they've grown this thing from two people. Jamie and Amy had left their name at the fly shop, or Jamie had maybe, and Amy came along and was looking for somebody to fly fish. And this fly shop, as they should have done anyway, did a really good thing and remembered that, oh yeah, here's this person's number who fly fishes that you might want to contact. And I thought, man, that's good. Just random, very random, but then they've increased their group. They're getting folks involved. And Jamie, Amy, the other two folks that we had on, and all of them really kind of work hand in hand, helping folks to get better, meeting at fly shops, meeting at breweries, fishing together. That really got my wheels turning right there. And I told them, I said, I really like the whole fly fishing meetup as a name for something. At the time, I really wasn't saying I'm going to steal it, but if I was going to, I would steal, your fly fishing meetup title for one of the events. And so I stole it. Pretty good thievery there. Within a few weeks after that, it seemed like it was right after it, but I can't remember exactly when we did that episode. And then John and Tom with the Music City TU booked a trip, and we were going out relatively soon, I think, after we did the Knox Girls Who Fly Fish episode. And of course, we always it all the conversation seems to turn whenever you have someone in that position in charge of a group or president of a group, elected or not. Sometimes it's just people who seem to be in charge of the group and they just kind of are natural leaders. Sometimes it's folks that are elected, as what quote unquote a president and vice president. So that's what these two guys are. And they were interested in getting more folks into TU. Now, let me say this. I have had my struggles with getting on board with TU, the national chain for sure. Back several years ago, it was kind of tough to follow them. I've always followed with the license plate for Tennessee as a brook trout on it, and some of that money goes up in that direction. I thought, okay, I love to brook trout fish, so I'm supporting my way there. And I was really had kind of said, well, okay, I did until Blake came along to kind of help with Music City TU. I was kind of sitting on the sidelines watching. Blake and his group with Music City TU did a really good job, and then John and Tom came along, and they're doing some things like we talked just the other day. Just right off the top of my head, they did some planting of trees along a watershed. So that's local, and that was what I was looking at. Uh, but we casually talked about that. Then we casually talked about doing a meetup. And I told them, hey, I'll help. I tell you what, I want to do this anyway. It's a good excuse. They kind of pushed me to kind of turn my energy toward that a little bit. Like I said, I'm not going to do some big formal thing, but I did tell them I would help. And eventually, this turned into a joint venture with TU, Southeastern Fly, and Tailgate Brewery in Murfreesboro. Getting together, we're going to get together there out on the patio on June 11th at 7 o'clock. That's on a Thursday. And we're just going to start slow and see where it goes. So, as I was talking to John and Tom, John was like, well, I tell you what, he wanted to know what all do they have. And I said, well, they have beer and they have pizza, which I hear is pretty good, and they have sandwiches. And he said, how about if we get pizza and TU buys the pizza? And I said, well, we all like to eat, and John's has listened to the podcast. He's yeah, we know you like to eat, and that's one of his favorite probably things on the show or segments on the show whenever we talk to somebody. So uh, TU's going to buy the pizzas that night. I thought that's a good idea. That'll be great. Beer, not free beer. You have to pay for your own alcoholic beverages, but already I'm getting some really good feedback on some folks that have told me they'll be there. It's just an opportunity to get together and see where it goes. Like I said, we don't know how many folks will show up. Whenever I talked with the folks at Tailgate, I said it could be just me, Tom, and John sitting there looking at each other, or we could have 20 folks or 30 folks. We just don't know yet. But as we get closer, we'll be able to dial in, give a kind of an estimate to them on how many folks will be there, how many pizzas we'll need, and that sort of thing. I do expect it to be a fun time. There's not a big event plan. We're not doing videos, anything like that. We're just going to get together, have kind of a social hour for a couple hours, and we're going to talk about fishing, tell some lies, hope to reunite some friends, some old friends, and make some new ones. And did I tell you it's free? So no cost to you. Just come by, stop by, stay for 5 minutes, stay for 50 minutes, stay for 55 minutes. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be a member of TU, don't have to listen to the podcast, don't have to do anything. Just got to show up. Just want to fly fish for people who want to fly fish. So if you know somebody that maybe wants to fly fish, bring them in. Maybe somebody wants to get back into fly fishing. I hear a lot about that. Is hey, this happened just the other day. I fly fished when I was younger, had kids, played soccer, played softball, played baseball, played basketball. They went through the sports thing. They have graduated, and I just thought I would, come back and fly fish again. And I think that's awesome. And I think I've seen more than one of those folks who have taken life and went through and did the things that they felt like they needed to do, and now they're ready to enjoy some time on the river. So we're just going to get together for tight lines, good people, and some great times. So hope to see you there at 210 Stones River Mall, Tailgate Brewery, on Thursday, June 11th at 7 p.m. and hope to see you there. Hope to get to know you. If you are there, make sure you stop and talk to me and let me know who you are. And I expect to see some old friends that I haven't seen in a while. But I think it's really going to be a cool time. But anyway, you just listen to the Murfreesboro Fly Fishing Meetup at Tailgate Brewery on Southeastern Fly. See you next time.